All right, everybody, we are back for this show. Hey, we've got episode 4, part 4, however you want to look at Chris Garcia. Psychic Chris Garcia is back for the final chapter. We're going to touch on what we haven't in the previous 3. We're going to talk about what made the man, how did he find out that he had this talent to read cards, to give readings. So we're going to delve into that for the majority of the night, just so people can get to know Chris Garcia, how he came about, who he is, and that, my friends, is next. Welcome to the Three Beards podcast. My name is Craig, along with Austin and Chris.
Passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century.
Let me out.
I'm afraid that is quite justice and honor in Massachusetts colony?
All right, everybody, we are back. Welcome again. This time we're bringing on Chris Garcia. And I was looking at the comments as we were coming in here, and Austin, we're talking Richie Bobby.
What kind of redneck shit is that?
Oh, yeah. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean? I mean, that's what it means is if you're not first, you're last. That's what Ricky Bobby's dad taught him.
What does that have to do with this shit?
Yeah, if you're not that's some of those all-time movie quotes where you have, like, one of my favorite ones is 60% of the time it works every time. Those are some of those ones. So. But at this time, welcome back, Chris Garcia. How are you, sir? Can you hear me?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. It's been just insane. Right. I mean, I've been
a little bit of a delay.
But yeah, it's been, but it's been pretty good. Yeah, it's been insane, crazy busy. I can tell you, my readings have gotten more intense. I'm seeing more. I guess you could say validation on a lot of things. It's just insane. It just blows my mind, just to get the Joanne, but the validation is so increased that I'm gonna start able to predict a lot of other things I've been noticing that people have validated. I'm even having visions of society, which I'm not going to detail because we'll probably get knocked out, but I've had a lot of stuff that's going on. So yeah, it is kind of creepy though. But other than that, pretty good, Greg.
Yeah, I've had some fairly, because I know I see your posts every now and then, talking about the dreams. I mean, I've had some pretty vivid ones myself, from time to time. Some of them don't even make any sense. It's just, because it's one I chalk it up to, a combination of the Caesar salad the night before and topics that we've talked about. Like, I think it was a couple of nights ago, dreamed about, being at a Disney, it looked like kind of like a Disney park, but I'm in a moving sidewalk and there's a tornado coming and I have to get into this building, and it ends up being like this little apartment complex trying to break in through the window. It's just weird. I think it's just a combination of just, just me, Yeah, but who knows? Yeah, but it's. I think it's just a combination of there's so much going on.
And just for the.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was gonna say for the ones that have never seen me, I'm a psychic medium from San Antonio, Texas, I have all the clairs. I do remote viewing. I also do channeling. That's been really strong now. The channeling of like it seems like either I channel the spirit or the spirit enters me, kind of. I don't know. That's just the best way to describe it. And then seeing the auras as usual, paranormal investigations. Um, and I just found out that see what's crazy. I was helping his family with his wife, but they were contacting me back and forth, and I didn't hear from them. But I had told him, I said something's wrong. The husband's involved, and then just yesterday, even though I did not get contacted by the family, the husband arrested after because they can't even find the wife, so there's nowhere to be found. Um, but I've had, to be honest with you, Craig, I've had validation on this. I even found this guy with his family to where he was missing since the fourth, and then I helped him and I told him, well, this is what I see, and later find out that he was 200 feet down off the road. I told him that I kept getting this head injury right here. It was hurting me. And I told him, I said, I kind of, according to what I felt like he was alive when I was remote viewing him. But the thing was, is that they found him dead, but they found him to the T exactly where I told them that they were going to find him. So I've been working on missing cases. It seems like the missing cases have been just kind of like stalking me, so to speak. But it's been just unbelievable. I have no words to to say because it's just the readings have gone like I don't know who's in here. I don't know. I know my mom's watching me. Hi, mom. I don't know if Becky's watching. I don't know if Joanne is watching. Um,
Joanna is.
my friend April's watching. Yeah, but the thing is, like I said, I was gonna tell you something, Craig. When you said about the tornado and then the building, I don't know why, but I just feel like you're gonna start predicting. This is gonna sound kind of far fetched, but I want to say that you're kind of predicting of what's going on. Like I want to say that the tornado is destroy and disaster. It possibly could be that you're probably picking up on weather conditions because the weather has been kind of just very strange, very unpredictable. So you might be picking a lot of stuff due to the pandemic and a little bit of weather. Because I've been doing that too, where I've been picking up on weather conditions. So I should be the meteorologist. But it's been just
Yeah.
really, really insane. But I can't tell you that a lot of the validations have been just even blowing me, and I haven't changed. Oh, and by the way, Craig and Chris, look, guys, you have
Was
two hats.
trying to,
These are
oh, you got
mine,
the
but
hats.
those are my new hats. I don't know if you saw.
No,
I,
I saw some like you
yeah, I
talked
got
about
me some hats now.
matchboxes too.
So yeah, I got that. I got a matchbox back here. I haven't even used it to be honest with you. Oh yeah, you're talking about the matches. I got those too, but it's been just insane for me, man. Um, to see
Yeah,
what's
I know some of
coming later on. I've even got a lot of validation. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying before we get too far. Joanne had asked a question. It's like, do you think dreams are us from different parts of our lives? I mean, is that what you're getting kind of when you see these things? Do you feel like it's a past life that you're seeing, or is it some like a combination?
Well, for Joanne, that's a very good question. But what I was told to tell you is that the dreams that we're having, I want to say they're not dreams or visions of what is to come and what we're being prepared for war, weather, you know. And I don't mean to say this, but the end of days, it's just preparing us. going back. And you know what? I'm actually wanting to order this book. I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm so drawn to Sodamas. I don't know if y'all heard about Sodamas. A lot of the stuff that he has said back in the, I think, 1400s,
Mhm.
I'm being drawn to ordering his book. A lot of those, it's kind of, it's just prophet of what is to come. So I do feel that that these visions are just profound experiences to what's coming. Some of them, Greg, could be part of your past life, but this is one way
Yeah,
you can find out if they're of the past life. Okay,
I might have some
to
reading on
me,
Nostradamus.
I wouldn't say if it. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Oh my God, I love that book. Okay, well,
I
this is
might have
what I
some.
was gonna tell you. I do feel that a lot of these things, I feel like it's predicting things, I want to say, but it's preparing for the future. And I mean, to me, I want to say some of them, like I said, some of the dreams or the visions could be the past life, but this is one way you can find out if it's not from this time. What you need to pay attention to is when you have the dreams, look at the background if you're very good with detail, and look at the time of the clothing. That's one sign that you can look for. And then you have to look at the area. Like if you say if you had a dream about New Orleans, you have to know from that time to this time. You got to be able to tell the time change and the time difference because time does stop, but sometimes you just some things you can get access to if you have permission to get it from your records,
Hmm.
but it's kind of high chastity. But the thing is that you just gotta just know the timing of when you see the dreams. Because me, I know that a lot of the visions I've had are in this time, but I've had visions of the past, and I can tell the difference because I could actually. There's even a few times I've done this, maybe like twice, where I'll see something, and then I can see myself in the past. There's only twice that I've done that where I saw myself and I was like, oh damn! But see, I wasn't the same person like I am now. I just look different. There's only a few times that I've done that. Um, and yes, for Joanne, I do see in color too. That's another
Does
thing.
anybody see it in black
I do
and
see
white?
things in color. Some people, um, for me, no,
Because I'm
I
in
don't
color.
see in
That's what I
black
said.
and
It's
white. I
weird. I
see
don't know if anybody.
pure color. Like,
You're muted, Chris.
So is anybody seeing color or black?
Yeah,
I mean, black
because
and
it's
white.
like dreams. Like when you're dreaming, like because you see something like I dream in colors. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever had a black and white dream. To that I can think of. And mine are pretty vivid. I mean, it's like what I dream. It's not just some
yeah,
abstract. I mean, usually when it's a dream, it's a dream. I mean, there's none of this just like abstract pictures. I mean, it's literally movie quality dreams. I mean, they're pretty
Keg,
intense. So it's like,
Craig's the only one dreaming in 4K. I dream in like
yeah.
3D. I can't dream in 4K. I'd be like 4K.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Joanne,
But I
so,
mean,
so she could
me,
lucid
I am
dream because
Mario.
she can go
But the
back and
thing is,
change the outcome.
yeah, I mean, there's times where you can do that, but you gotta be able to see. But when you, I guess depending on your on your actions that you do, so it kind of like if you dream, you can kind of feel like what you can control and what you can't control. It's just that you gotta be able to. I kind of feel like when we astro, like when we dream, we have like a barrier, and you can't really tell the difference because everything seems so vivid. But there's some dreams that you can control. Like if you feel like you're about to fall off the cliff, you can avoid to try to fight from falling off the cliff and you know climbing up over the cliff and just and come to safety. Sometimes some people can do that, and I don't know if y'all have heard this, but I've heard this, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm just I've heard it that people if they have almost a dream where they're like out on the bridge and they just die. Sometimes they can die in their sleep, depending on how intense it is. I personally don't believe that that can happen, but I guess it just depends on the trauma of how severe the dream can be. I
Yeah,
think me being psychic, and being gifted, I feel like there is inner dimension to where you can maybe die, but I feel it's like a 50-50. It's not like a 100% though.
Yeah.
I used to be scared of that as a kid. I used to be like, man, if I die in my dream, am I gonna die in real life?
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's you've always seen that. It's like, I've had one where I don't know if I've actually died, but I mean I've actually been, seriously injured, wounded in a dream, and nothing's really, so it's just I don't know if that's true. I mean, maybe a part of me did die that night. I don't
Maybe
know.
that's where you hurt your leg at.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
Where you
Things might be
kicking?
differently
you
if
know
I
what I
hadn't. I
can
don't know.
say to that. You know what I can say that to. You know what I say to that, Craig, about you or anybody of us have died in our dream. I feel like we've died. I feel like that's just weird. I heard that they're telling me it's like a transformation or a change of something different. So it's kind of like it's a chance to make things right. Whatever you did correct, you can do it. You can correct it. So if you die in a dream, even though you're dreaming of it, when you wake up, you have a chance to make a difference and to make things right. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what they're telling me.
Yeah.
That if you die, you can wake up and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. Maybe I need to go apologize to somebody, or I need to make this right and say, you know what, I don't want no problems. This is what I want. This is what needs to be done. This is what needs to be done. And then you can have that peace of mind and say, you know what, I did it. I tried to meet them halfway. But there's people that if you can't meet them halfway, then you just say, God bless you. I hope you find your way. I mean, I've came across a lot of that since I've grown. That I've come across a lot of people that don't like me. But like my mom has told me, you're not here to be liked. You're here to enjoy your life. You're in here to make the best of your life. You're gonna come across enemies, frenemies, whatever you want to call them. But I I've learned to just let it go. And if they have a grudge over me, that's more of their problem than mine. Um, but I've learned that now, like I've changed. I don't know if y'all see a big difference in me, but I guess because I hide it, because I've gone through a lot all the time. That every time I'm on y'all's show behind the scenes, because it's funny that you said the name of the show was the final chapter of me, and you said
Hmm.
I actually saw that notification, Craig, that you put behind the scenes. And the thing with me is I hide a lot of my pain. I hide a lot of things that I go behind the scene that people don't see. But I've learned from back then till now that I just let it go. And if I'll just let God take care of it. And if people want to talk to me, that's their choice. If they don't, I'm not gonna be kissing nobody's ass. I'm just sorry. I'm just not doing it. Um, and I'm sorry I said that, but that's
Oh
just
no.
how I see it. I think everything is that the day you're born alone, you die alone. And then the people that you come across are there's could be people that you will be that are true friends, and then there's friends that are just there just to let me see what Chris is doing, just to be nosy. But they're just there to try and gain something, and then if they don't gain something, that's when they cut you off, and you're like, maybe I'm just not getting what they want,
Your
or
face,
that's
your
when
face.
your perception is different, and that's one thing I've learned. Exactly, like your perception for me throughout the years has gone so high that I perceive things different. I think different. Um, the readings that were just insane. But to me, it's just I don't know if you all agree with of that you have enemies because I know I do. I'm not going to call them out because that's That's the past. I don't care. But the thing is, you do have enemies, and the thing is sad is that you have enemies as you elevate because they want to be in your spot. They want you to shine. They want to be like Viking, or they want to be like Greg, or they want to be like you, Chris. They want to be like you. So if they say, you know what, let me just be like him, but you can't. That's why I tell people just don't, you know, provoke the people that hate you. Just let them go, and then you can pray for them and say, I hope they find their way. And that's what I
You
do.
take
I
my
just pray
spot,
for
you're gonna
them,
get
and maybe later
this
in
with
life
a silver
they'll see.
streak. You
My
take my
shoes are
spot.
big. I
So
got
this,
some.
see this gray and this
Oh
white that's
my
coming in. This
god.
is what comes here. Yeah.
I got big shoes to fill if you want to try to be like me. My shoes are pretty big to fill.
What is your
Yeah. It's yeah. It's yeah. No. It's I get it. And that was
What
one of the
about you,
that was
Viking?
he's muted too.
Sorry, I was
Go ahead.
muted.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
I didn't hear you say I was sorry, distracted.
I don't think being me
What
is
were you
pretty
gonna say,
easy.
Craig?
No, I was just going. Just it's one of those. I get it. Like one of the questions that's going to ask is like, what do you feel is like one of the biggest causes of that? Of why why you're bringing on a lot of that negative, the attacks and stuff on this side. I mean, is there something that you feel has caused this? I mean, is there something that you can think of, that would be a driving force to this? Because I mean, just in itself, just doing readings, doesn't seem like that would generate as much of a backlash. I mean, it just is like, do you feel like there's something in particular that seems to be causing this, or is it just a lot of it's unknown? It just happens.
To me, that is a very good question. I like this because I want to say it's unknown, and in some of it, I can find out that maybe there's people that probably just hate, but they can't say it directly to my face. They pretend like they care. But to me, I feel that, and you know what I've been told, and I always do this, and this is one thing for you, Craig. The more that you do readings, you read for people and you start doing tarot, one thing you need to understand, if it's even oracle card, I don't care what kind of cards you use, but one particular thing that I've known is that people say you always, you don't need to have to do this, but sometimes when you read people, you absorb that energy around them, and it's like a sponge. So sometimes you have to just know that it's not your energy. You have to like find a way to release it and to let it out. Because if you don't, that can cause some attacks. But it's not because you're looking for the attacks. You're just trying to help people. So if say they have a demonic case, whatever is like a leeching thing around them, or they feel sick, or sometimes some of that stuff, yeah, like you said, it is unknown, but it's not something that cannot be removed. It's basically having faith and what believing in what you believe that the Lord's going to take care of you, no matter if you do 1,000 readings a day. Yes, you will have all this energy around you from all the people that you've read, but you've got to know how to release it. Hi, Maribel. You got to know how to release that energy. You don't stay with it because it's not yours for you to keep. You only keep your energy, and then you can say, you know what, I return this energy to the sender, or I return this energy back to the source. So you can let go of that energy and you won't feel that negativity. Sometimes it's not always a person that hates you, it's just the energy that's, I guess, leached onto them that kind of like just attacks you because it knows that the energy,
Okay.
or I guess the entity is what I would call it, knows that you're a new person, and it says, okay, I don't recognize this person. So it's kind of like sponging off of you. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm being
Mhm.
told, that you need to release the energy. So just remember, it's always good to sage after you're done with all the readings, because that's what I do. I always sage. I always do different things to get rid of the energy, because I've noticed that with me, one thing I know how it affects me is where I can't sleep. That's one sign that I know that I've had too much energy around me, so I can't sleep. So I have to like meditate or just do something to get rid of the energy because of the inner information that I'm getting. And the deeper you get, the more that it not only can attack you, but you get drained from it because you're taking a lot of your spirit when you read them. And you give if you give dedication to people that you read, you start noticing that you just get tired and tired, and the more that you do and how accurate are, it just you're putting a lot of just energy. And you see, like Joanne said, ground yourself. That's very important. So when you do the readings, it's always good to ground yourself. But even at that, I always feel like it's always good to just to cleanse your to cleanse all that negativity that you feel from different people. So
Now, and one of the things I could tease, it's like we're gonna get to the background. So like this thing, like using, sage is a now, is that something self-taught, or do you have somebody for yourself that's like a mentor, somebody that's kind of shows you the ropes, like to do some of these, like, some like a spell is to call on something, do a blessing, do something to like reverse negativity, to do these type of things. Like one we had, we've had some people that have helped us for some stuff. Like April's one of those. She's given us some stuff that's really
yeah,
helped us for making sure that our homes are protected, doing these things. Do you have anybody like that for yourself that is kind of like your mentor, somebody that you fall on, that to
yes,
bounce stuff off to, or you kind of do you do it by
yeah.
yourself?
Well, some of the stuff I do by myself, but if my mom knows that there's something wrong on me, she'll like take it off in her own way because she prays over me and I pray over her. So we release that energy and we put prayers all over. There's different ways depending on how bad you can tell that when there's something being done, you could just feel it. Like if say for example, if somebody was doing witchcraft, I could feel it. It's just that feeling that how I grew up because my grandmother was a green witch, so she was a good person, so she could feel like different things that she needed to do to get rid of it. So a lot of the stuff you can say that I was a lot of the information that I got was by other people telling me, and then some of the stuff that I picked up on my own. As time went on, a lot of it goes back to my past life. So a lot of that past energy I was able to do like different types of cleansings to remove like a situation if there's like a blockage or because sometimes Palo Santo and sometimes even sage doesn't cut it because a lot of people say that it just it some people have different beliefs that it just stays there. So you can maybe use some like fixed waters with sprays because I use different things. So I don't just stick
Hmm.
to one thing. I change my methods but but most of the time it's always in the spiritual aspect of how I do things. But the thing is that I wish I could share some of that stuff, but I don't because that's only for my own protection. Because some people can reverse it and say, "Oh, okay, that's how he does it," like that. So some people have their own little secrets of maybe cleansing themselves, and there's others that do want to share it. I'll share some little basic stuff but not the stuff that I use to get rid of the energy. I use different prayers, even in the shower, I use prayers
The
and
trade secrets.
different things. And then sometimes I'll use just incense. Yeah, and then I'll use the incense to even just I'll bring the incense towards me and I'll just go like this and say like a prayer and close my eyes and just different things. And I even do that to my cards. I do that to every different thing that you can think of, like my toe, even to my t-shirts, my cap, everything is cleansed. I don't just hand it to you and say, okay, you know what? I give you a mug. You don't think that mug is cleansed? Yeah, I cleanse that mug because it could be negative energy that maybe the people that packaged it in. So I do a lot of that cleansing. So
Yeah, and that was, and that was one, you're talking about incense. That's one of the things I cannot do, Patchouli. I cannot do it. I mean, I smell that a mile away, and I'm like, hippie. Like, I can't do it. I'm just, that's the first thing that pops in my head. I It's going to be terrible. I will tell a little story. I'm not proud of this moment, but here's a little story behind me. So I'm working for a job. I come showing up first thing in the morning, and then we got a guy that came in for the business to give us a quote on re-roofing. I step out of the car, and I'm just like, I smell goddamn hippie. And I'm looking around. I see the guy up on the roof. I'm like, it's you. I can smell you all the way down here. I'm like, good Lord, man. I'm like, you're not hiding it. You're not fooling anybody with what you're burning that for. You're not. You're doing. Yeah, like I said, I'm not proud of that moment, but yeah, it's just me. But truly, I cannot do. I don't care what it is. I can't do it. So I have to get other incense, but yeah, that's one for me. It says you burn that around me, I'm just like, yeah, like the vanilla one. I'm okay with some of those other ones. Some of the other ones, but yeah, some.
Have you ever tried lavender, Craig? Maybe lavender might work for you. Have you ever tried lavender?
Not in here. I mean, I said because my wife's allergic to lavender, so that would be that would not work so well. I would not only be meditating, but then I'd have to do something else to try to keep her from going into an allergic reaction.
So when you say Green Witch, you originally Puerto Rican descent,
it's
right?
Very interesting because I mean. Who, me?
Yeah, you're originally Puerto Rican descent, right?
You know what? I would say that maybe honestly, I do feel that it's funny that you say that, Chris, because I feel like I do have Puerto Rican in me, but that would be like, I guess, my ancestors. I would have to look because I've been told too that I look Hawaiian because people that are Hawaiian, I didn't know that they looked like me. Some people even said that I even would pass as Oriental because I come from my father's side of the family, but yeah, there's just different things. Oh, and I was going to show you one thing. I can share this one thing. Look, Greg, you might want to try this. I'm just going to show you one thing. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find one. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to look for one because I don't have one on me, but there's just one soap that you can see. I'll just show you like the back. See, you can do the soaps and you can take a bath with them, and it says you can do like a cleansing with them, and you can just say like a prayer, and you can even use soaps. They call them in Spanish jabones, but they're like fixed to where some of them you can anoint them with a certain oil that you might like. Somebody else told me one time I tried and it worked. If it's just like Dove or just a regular can't think of fresh, fully clean. You can get like I guess like with their nails or something like a screwdriver. You're gonna engrave like the word protection. You just engrave on the soap, and then you just put that intention. You can even put oils on it, and then just put it on the shelf. So when you're done taking a shower, when you're ready to take a shower, you engrave symbols on your soap. They could be just words. I prefer words because I'm not a good drawer, but I would engrave words depending on what you're wanting at that specific time. And I'm gonna tell you, 9 out of 10, it's very effective. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you.
So like the oils and stuff, I would have to be really careful. I learned my lesson. Effective. I tried using beard one time while I was in the shower, finishing up in beard oil. Got a little bit on the floor of the shower. I almost fell on my ass. That was not a good combination. I'm like, all of a sudden, it felt like a skating rink inside the shower. I'm like, I'm going to die. And I'm like, so the whole time, I'm just sitting, like when you were saying that using, the oils, I'm like, my luck as I'd have to get out of the shower and then do it because it does not work. I don't know what it is about me. I mean, it's just something like that. It's just you have those catastrophes waiting to happen.
Did you do the foot thing where you had one foot on the side
yeah,
of the
yeah.
shower?
No, we use a Star Wars reference. I look like that. I look like the ATST and the Return of the Jedi. I'm going all over the place. I'm getting ready to fall, and it wasn't.
The reason for my question, Chris, was that you would think she would be more like a priestesses, in the Santeria realm or instead of a green witch. That's why I asked, were you Spanish descent? Because that's the reason why I asked that.
Honestly, yes, I am. Yeah, then, yeah. Well, personally, I do have a history of a past of New Orleans. Um, but as far as Puerto Rican, I would say that yes, I want to say like I have a descendant or some probably that I'm not even aware of. Um, but yeah, I just feel like there is I feel like there is some kind of what you said, Santeria. Now, as far as Santeria in my family, no, we don't have it, but we have a lot of different roots that go within different certain religions. But that's like from my past life. But as more that I learn more about myself, I start to just realize that as days go on, I learn more and more about myself. When my mom tells me this, and then there's things that she'll tell me that she was like, "Well, this is how your parents grew up, and your grandparents." And I said, "Yeah, we're not rich or nothing like that, but a lot of things that that my grandmother did, her mom did, and traded on, you know, to like protect themselves and stuff. So there is probably Puerto Rican and descendants that to what you said, Chris. I do feel that there is some. I just haven't done the research, but I'll lead you up to that. That there is probably something that you're probably hitting on that maybe happened in the past life. So it could be something that you're hitting on that I'm probably not even aware of. So that's a very good
Yes.
question, though. By the way.
Yeah, I was while you're talking there, I looked up and it just happened to look up and it's just epic. I was just like, awesome. Went off the screen, read as I was going to say it. We were at 66 comments and 6 shares. I'm like, yes, 666, one of my favorite numbers. I'm like, yes. Oh, like, oh, that's it's then it instantly went away. No, as so, what are the things like once again, like we
Oh, and
teased
you
about,
know what, guys?
what's that?
Go ahead.
No, I
Hi,
was going to say
mom. No, my
one of
mom's
the things
telling
I
me
wanted
hi.
to.
Uh,
Now, is that mom?
yeah, it's my
No.
mom.
Yeah. No, so when did you discover that you had that you had the ability to do these readings? I mean, when was the first time you remembered that you can remember that you felt that this was going to be something that you were going to be able to do?
I guess is when I first. I think it really hit me in middle school because I did do readings even though the teachers didn't know. But I think like when it really came out was in high school is when I started reading people because I did read people in middle school, but it was things that there was just no way I could have known. But at that time, I didn't have cards with me. Okay, I didn't get the cards until until after I graduated, or around a little after I graduated, and I started using them. And I was like, personally, I was like, I don't need these cards, but I want them, because I said I felt like they helped me in a way. But I
Hmm.
say that it really did hit me between middle school and then all the way to high school, and then after social media came out, I just said this is something that I've always wanted to do because it's my gift. God gave me this gift, and it runs in my family. So I said, you know what? I'm not just gonna sit there and just let it go to waste. So I reach out to different people, and people reach out to me. Um, and I've grown to just love helping people. I know I've come across a lot of people that don't like me, but that's not important to me because they don't fade me because I'm still here. That's what proves to them that people show that I touch a lot of people's lives, and regardless if others believe me or not, I really don't care. Um, but like you said, Craig, I want to say it like it was in middle and high school is when I started noticing different things very young, and I would see like spirits and stuff in school, but I never said anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna mess with it. So I just
No, yeah,
so I
no.
said,
That's
if
like
I saw something, they'll be like, they'll be like, I don't see.
now I start
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not looking for names like who, who you went to. But one of those things like for people, I mean, did you find was there a certain place that really helped you hone this craft, to where because I know you have like the shaman, you have the clairvoyant. I mean, was there anybody that you went to that helped you, hone this, to focus us to get better and better at this gift, or did you just work at it yourself?
Honestly, that is a good question, but I didn't really have anyone to teach me. I just bloomed like a flower. I just did it on my own. And the more that I started practicing, like on neighbors and friends, I started just doing more and more. And this was way before I was even on Facebook. Um, but that's what I'm saying is just that that's what I feel. But, but I really didn't have no one to teach me anything. It was more just started getting better and better, and the readings just became more validated. So it's kind of just getting more to help people and stuff like that. So, but I didn't have no one. So that's just a gift that I have.
Yeah, and that's kind of yeah, and that was one of the things too. Is just like for a lot of people, it's like, when we've the other three shows, we're talking about reading cards. I've been talking to some people, and it's one of those. I mean, right off the bat, I don't really feel like I don't really feel like I have that it thing. I don't feel like it's something where I'm going to take it and I pull a card and I instantly know who this card's for, who this stuff's for. I just know it's like I do it. It's like, okay, I feel like this is the card, but then I need somebody else to translate for it. It's just one of those. I feel like I just need to post, hey, I drew this card. What does anybody think of this? The book tells me that's what this is, but I don't feel that connection. And that's where I wondered if you had that and if there was somebody that was able to reach out and help you with that, because that's one of the things. It's like it seems like in some of those that mentor side is so important because it helps you not only know that you're on the right path, they can be, it's like, yep, that is correct. You did the right thing because, or if it was just like trial and error with
Yeah,
yourself.
I think it was more of a try on. When I got ratings from people, which they still read a lot of different people, and they give me validation. So that was more of just saying, okay, I'm on the right path. Um, the only thing I can say that I did is just pray for guidance and just had, of course, the man above, and then my mom and other people, but I really didn't have someone to have like step by step to mentor me. It just came natural for me because I've been asked, and you've never asked me, but I've had people have asked me in the past that, do you meditate before you read? Do you do that? And I'm like, no, I don't meditate at all because I'm zoomed in, just depending on what I'm reading at that time. I know that there's others that they put like a meditation before they read. The only thing, I just protect myself in my thoughts, and then I just protect myself in a bubble. But like I said, I didn't have no one that really mentored me. I wish that somebody did, but even at that, I think if somebody did, one question that I'm being told to ask, and I know nobody's asking, but if somebody did mentor me, would the readings still be the same as they are now when I help people? I wouldn't be able to give that answer, but I'm being told telepathically that if someone taught me, would they be teaching me the true things, or would they be teaching things that's just making things up? So the way I grew up, I just honored them and make them. I just blossom like a flower and just let the gifts bloom by themselves. And That's what my success is to this day, is that I just let them just naturally grow and blossom on their own. And those more that I've done, the readings have been more profound, have more just very detailed. I've even got names. There's just no way. Um, but at that time, I really didn't have, to be honest with you, I didn't have no one to teach me. I'm pretty sure there's other people that have that. I guess others do have that fortunate that they have somebody that's a tea leaf reader. They could have that blessing to have maybe the grandma teach them or their mom teach them. But I guess I had to learn everything on my own, and I think that's better for me because I learned a lot and still learning a lot, and a lot of the stuff has been just confirmed every single time. So, so if I didn't have a mentor, I think it would have changed things. I just don't know how, but I think it would have changed a lot of different things for me. But me just honoring them and using my gifts and zoning them when the people I need to read at that time, I've had good success. Still to this day, I have good success. So
Definitely that sounds like the plan. So, would you ever get any guidance if somebody wanted to come give you some guidance, or you feel that you're too far into knowing how to be a psychic and knowing clarity of your work? Do you feel that you would take any advice from any other psychic?
with other people, I've seen that I do get like different inputs about what other people pick up, and a lot of the stuff is validated. Um, I've asked maybe a few times for help in the past, way before I was even on different shows. But now it's kind of like I like work alone. So if I do investigations, I don't have a team with me because I've been asked by different teams to say, "Come on, Chris, why don't you join us?" And I'm like, but I just feel like there's different sensitive psychics on different teams, so I don't like to
Mhm.
invade their psychic or sensitive because I feel like if you cross those boundaries, that's disrespectful, and that's why I've been told by many people, "Come on, Chris, just join our team," and I'm like, no, I'm better off alone. I work alone, and I've learned from experiences that I'm just done trying to work with other people that I just didn't fit me. So I just feel like it's better for me to, I'll give people insight and here and there, but to work with a team, unless I can find people that are honest, I would probably take maybe a co leader or different types of people, but take them with me with my team, and and I'll have them and I'll make my team. But as far as like trusting certain people, no, it's hard, and I think at this time it's even gotten harder. But yeah, I've just grown to learn and love what I do, and I take it very seriously in what I do and everything I do.
Now, do you obviously we got to avoid the thing with what's currently going on in the landscape of nowadays. We got to watch those words. We're not going to say C19. That's as close as we're going to get to it. Yeah, we're with things are going on. Have you done any like actual live, in person stuff, or do you do most of the stuff via phone number, internet? And you look like you're chugging a glass of ice. I don't even know if there's anything in there. It's like you're pretending. I keep seeing you. You're just a little. Sorry to get a little sidetracked there. I just keep looking
I
at
asked
Austin
for
drinking. It's like
water. Like the
it's like a
motherfuckers
kid's.
gave me
It's like a
gave
kid's
me
sippy
ice.
cup. There's like
Yeah.
nothing in it, and you just like
I asked for water. She gave me fucking ice.
I
And
like
she's
it's
that.
like
flipping
an
me off.
adult sippy cup. Yeah, sorry about. Yeah, sorry about. That. I got a little sidetracked watching Austin with a sippy cup, and it was just. But no, yeah. So, have you done
I
live
know. I know.
appearances? There you go.
I've done maybe like one. I've done like one or two. I've done like ex friends that I don't talk to them no more. I've done a few, but lately it's been on different shows like yours. But due to the landscape, I can't say he's 19. I'm not gonna even go there. But I think being social distancing, I'm keeping my distancing. But yes, I've done like a few local here, but a lot of that stuff, I don't expose it on Facebook because that's off of Facebook. But yeah, but most of them, I've done maybe like one or two things that I've done offline that nobody knows about, but I've helped them and stuff like private cases, missing cases, and stuff like that. I've even done little. I did a speak at this MUFON. I don't remember when I did it, but it was a long time ago. And I met this good friend of mine, and I actually got to speak up. And that was like, shit. I don't remember when. I want to say maybe 2016, 2017, but that was way before the 19. I'm just gonna abbreviate it. Before the 19 came, and but now everything time has changed to where everything has to be video now. So it's kind of just like
Yeah. No,
like any
it's
different.
sad that we even have to abbreviate, because it's like if we don't, then we're going to end up with the fact checker bubbles over everything. It's just you're going to every time you click on something, it's just going to be you're going to have to keep hitting X just because you're like, was this? I mean, you can't only. I wish there was more to where you could just hide it because it's like, was this helpful? No, click, and it's gone. But yeah, it's immediately back, and you're like, yeah. So I just gave up. But no, that's it's one of those things as we're going through. I was thinking about all the stuff like through the shows that we haven't touched on because that was one of the ones I really wanted to do is just as this, come full circle and just really get to have that, if anybody had a question like of you in particular, not so much as like the readings, but just for you as yourself, like something that they wanted to know. It's just, do you ever envision yourself being in more of an actual I'm not going to say like the weird brightly painted thing that just says psychic, the little shed, that's over. You always see those on the little thing, those little places. You're like, I don't want to go in that building. But you'll have like some of the nice like office space, where people can actually come in. Do you ever envision yourself getting to that level, or do you think you're going to really stick to more of
Yes,
like you are this intimate one-on-one phone call, live shows, that type of thing?
honestly, I feel like I'm going to be on shows, but I want to go to where I want to elevate more and do maybe face to face or more interviews, but uh, in person. But due to the 19, I guess I'm gonna have to. But I feel like I want to say within the next probably this coming year or next year because I've been told by different people, and I try to validate them on how accurate other people are. Because I have a very good friend that that are dead on with everything, and would have said they saw something in September, and then they saw something in December for me. So I haven't been really confirmed by anything that anybody's called me, but I know that I have a lot of people on my page that are like law enforcement. I actually have news people on my Facebook too, but I'm not going to say their names. But I think that the more that I, do radio shows or just even on StreamYard, no matter what it is, I feel like that's going to get the word out. My T-shirts, my the capsule I just showed you, I feel like that's going to get me out there too. And I say with probably by the end of the year, you're going to see me probably doing public events, but there's only, I want to say like a maximum of a certain people that can probably pay to go see me or something like that. Because I do want to do conventions and stuff like that, but it just depends on the
Mm-hmm.
distance of how far I want to be going with that. I probably want to do like everything local and then it branches out. Maybe I can start going out of town and go within a certain mile radius. And then pretty soon, that's one thing I see myself as maybe flying to go to the events that instead of driving. Because say if you want to go to New York, I won't be there within 2 or 3 days. I don't want to, drive because that's a lot of wear and tear on vehicles. But if it becomes more branched out, yes, I will probably be going to more public events, and you will see me and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I know like Comic Cons. I mean, I can see that. I mean, that would definitely be something, especially that you could easily set up table type thing and actually have that interaction with people. Where it looks like Chris forgot to put a quarter in the machine. He just dropped off. So he's gotta fix his internet there. He has this mystery time out there. It's like it's just like what I think he forgets to keep the meter fed, and all of a sudden he just disappears. Yeah, yeah, Michael, I appreciate that. The Duck Dynasty thing. I'm not quite there yet. I'm kind of like Jace right now in the beginning stages. Like after he cut, it's got to be a little longer. There he
My
is. He
my
put his quarter in the machine. He's back. He's back.
my internet connection.
Yep.
But you know
Yeah.
what, Craig? It's funny that you said that, because all the shows that I've done with you guys have been just reading and reading and reading. And to me, it doesn't bother me. But when I saw that the bio that you put, I love it because I've been told by others besides you that were good friends of mine, and they're like, you know what? I want to get to know behind Psychic Chris Garcia, um, and stuff like that. But it's just that's how I see it is that's out of respect and more of getting to know the person behind the scenes, and and it gives other people to know that the other side of me that when I'm not doing readings, because you know what, I'm gonna tell you what somebody told me, Craig. Because I don't know if you agree with this, but one of my friends is a very good supporter on another show. He told me, you know what, Chris, you need time for yourself. You're just giving, 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 and giving, and giving, giving, and giving. And the more people are like this, the more people want, 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 want. And when is it ever time for Chris? And I'm like, and you should see my face. I was like, because I didn't know what to say because I'm always been giving and giving, but I've never had time for myself. But I think just because people see a psychic on, that's when they come around for readings. But you know what the sad part is, and I'm actually going to say this truthfully because I can't stand this. That when people get readings, I don't care if it's from me or from any other psychics. I have friends that keep in touch with me after the fact, but some of them that get on different shows, they come in, they get what they want, and they're like, bye. And they're just like, is that the only time that you want to come around is when it's convenient for you to get a free reading? So to me, as being a psychic, I wish people would be, I guess, more appreciative of the good psychics besides me to give us more of respect because we are humans, and not to think everything is for free all the time. I mean, I don't mind doing shows because I really don't, but we do have a life outside of that, and I do feel that people just need to appreciate the gifted ones because a lot of people just only come in when it's convenient for them. And to me, my perspective on that, I've seen a different perspective that's the only time they come, and they don't really get to know the person themselves. Like they don't. I'm pretty sure they come in to see you guys, but do they get to know Craig? Do they get to know Viking? Do they get to know Chris? No, they only see. You know what? Let me see what kind of guest he has on tonight. Oh, let's see if he has a UFO. If they're interested, then they'll stay tuned. But once you know what, I don't like this interview.
Yeah.
That's when they leave. To me, I think that's just wrong. As me being a
Yeah, you watch
guest, I
enough
think
shows,
that
you'll
is
get kind of an
wrong.
idea who
You
we
don't
are.
do that. That's to me. Yeah,
Yeah, you watch enough, like you'll find
yeah.
some story like me almost killing myself in the shower. Hey, you're not going to just get that anywhere.
That was a
Yeah,
Craig exclusive.
no, it's the other one. I think Joanne. I think she was asking you, what sport do you watch the most? Are you a sports fan?
Me, out of
Hmm.
all, yes, I am. I'll do more of basketball, football. I'm kind of okay, but I'm more of a basketball person, and I like playing basketball too when I do stuff like that. But football is all I like it. I used to like baseball, but I just lost. a lot of that stuff because there's times where I'm just like the games are too long. So when I would watch, but I'm gonna tell you the teams that I have. You're gonna think I'm a traitor. I love my Spurs, of course, because I'm from San Antonio. But when it comes to other teams, if our Spurs don't make it, I know everyone's gonna call me a traitor, but I don't care. I like the Golden State Warriors. Okay, I
Mhm.
like, of course, Kobe Bryant, but he rest in peace. But I love the Lakers at that time. I think I like everything up in
All right, and that
California,
was
like most of the
Chris
teams, like
Garcia.
the
Everybody,
Clippers
he
and
likes
stuff
the
like that.
Lakers.
But anything.
Sorry, you're breaking up
You're
over
gonna
there.
get me in
He
trouble,
likes the
Craig.
Lakers. He
You're
likes.
gonna get me in trouble.
No, I'm a Blazer
Oh
fan,
my
so that's why.
god, you're bad.
No, now, do you like soccer?
hmm
Are you a soccer
Not
fan?
really. I don't. I mean, there's Spanish soccer. No, not really.
Yeah, that's me. That's kind of my sport. I really like the football. That's Premier League. Everything is. I really like watching that.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you something, Craig. What is your favorite football team now that you would have talked about sports?
If American football is the Seahawks. Um, English English. I watch the Premier League, and I am a huge Chelsea fan. I so that's I said I'm
Oh,
diehard.
well, okay.
Blues. I mean, it's Chelsea all the way.
Yeah, when it comes to
Never.
comedians, I like, of course, Mr. George Lopez. I like George Lopez. I like comedians because I sometimes need that laughter. And then I forgot the other guy's name. I can't think of his name. The one that has the puppets. I can't think of his name right now. But yes, I like humor sometimes too. Um, and then when it comes to movies, I just saw the Fast and Furious 9. If you haven't seen it, you need to go and check that out because that is the shit. Seriously, you need to check that movie out. But as far as like soccer, not really.
Yeah. Speaking of Fast and Furious, do you hear that rumor that they want to do a crossover with Jurassic World?
That's gonna be
They want to
stupid.
combine the two.
I
So that's
haven't
the
heard
joke. Is like,
nothing.
what
Oh,
are they
there
going
we
to
go.
have?
Jeff
Is
Venom.
the Rock and Vin Diesel, are they going to jump off of T Rex? Do some some spin moves around a raptor. I don't even know how that's even going to possibly work. But
Oh
that's
my
yeah.
god! Did y'all heard what that? You heard y'all heard what Greg said when I said the Clippers and then the Golden State Warriors and he's you're waking up because can't hear you because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
took the
about the
Lakers.
Lakers.
You're gonna get
Yeah,
me in trouble. You're gonna get me in
Well,
trouble.
my team is the Orlando Magic. If we ever win a playoffs, I'll be old and gray before we win a playoffs.
yeah. After the Penny Hardaway and the
Oh
Shaq
my
days are
goodness.
done, that was the last great team or the Orlando era.
No, Dwight
Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah, well, it's yeah, it's one of
um,
those.
what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask you guys. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you
Sorry.
gonna ask?
I was gonna ask you. Have y'all gone out to eat since this pandemic? Do
Hmm.
you go out
Absolutely.
anymore? Because we go out, but
Yeah,
we still keep our mask on.
Florida's yeah,
We
Florida's been open for the most part. We were shut down for probably about 2 to 3 weeks for the C-19 special, and so we had to be shut down for that, and then things really started opening up, and so well, a lot of places are closed down. We've been
ro-
social
rocking and
distanced,
rolling.
yeah, into places. So it's one of those. While everybody's like, we have to get special permission to go to a grocery store. We're like, Austin's over there stealing a sippy cup from Applebee's.
I bought it, man.
He bought it. He says he paid $15, but that was for the wrap that he had with the fries, and the drink that he got with the ice water just happened to disappear.
It tricked me. I mean, I ordered this beer. It was beer in here, and I said, "Cool, can I keep it?" He said, "Oh no, you have to order the cup."
Root
I said,
beer.
"I paid $15. I can't keep the cup." She said, "No." I was like, "That's bullshit. I'm sorry."
So you took it anyways.
I had to buy it.
I agree, Chaz. I do. I think he stole it. I think this is one of those 5-finger specials. He took it and he ran out the door.
That's a good food.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of taking the dipping things from the wings.
Yeah, his waitress. He's like, "Look over there," as he took off with his little sippy cup.
Yeah, I got a bunch of wing dipper cups at my house. They put ranch in. You take the go box and dumping it in the go box, and you just.
I'm down, Chastity. Let's go. Just go steal a shit restaurant. That's my goal now. I'm gonna
look over there, and both of them are over there with a screwdriver, taking stuff off the walls, off Applebee's.
That's my goal now. Every show to have something different.
I'd go to Cracker Barrel for that.
No, that's one of those things. Like I said, I was glad we were able to get to this because, I've wanted to, get people to, it's one of the, because you always see people that you see online, you see them talking about the same, they're always doing the readings, but one of these shows, like I really wanted to focus on was getting to, like you said, behind the scenes, the stuff that a lot of people haven't asked. It's one of those things. It's like where does it. Where's your plans? I mean, what do you see, because one of the ones I want to do before we wrap it up here too, is just going forward right now, where do you see yourself in the next year? I mean, what do you envision? Because I know you had the hats and, you got the match, you got some other, merchandise that you stuff here, but where do you see yourself as far as like growing? I mean, are you going to start doing your like broadcasting from your own page? Or are you going to start doing stuff like that? Or is it just, you're going to kind of stick to what you're doing currently?
No, that's, oh my God, you actually just threw that in there. That's funny that you said that because I seriously thinking about doing this on my birthday. Matter of fact, my birthday is next month, in September. I'm thinking of coming out with my own StreamYard. I'm not gonna tell you what package I'm gonna pick, but I'm gonna try it out to see if I like it. And yes, Craig, I will probably have my own platform. I have many people that I actually have. Of course, you all know Julie. I have some others that are willing to help me to begin, that platform. I do have people that have already had names for the show. But if I like it, I probably will be coming out once a month. So that's give you heads up. So if I do like it, Craig, I want y'all, all three of you, to come on the show. And if I like it,
yeah, if like I said, if it's one of those, the schedule, like I said, if we got the time available, like I said, we'll let you know. But yeah, the StreamYard, when you do it, it's like even the free, Austin could pop it up real quick, on the thing, just for anybody that hasn't seen it. I think it's that, but it also does they have that's what it looks like with the free version. So and you get everything that you see right here. Everything you see going on, there's nothing different. The only thing different between the paid and the free, for the most part, is, you have some of the platform sharing changes, but just the overall experience, what you saw there for anybody that's watching, you have a StreamYard logo, you have a StreamYard banner, and that's the difference. I mean, so realistic, if you don't care about that, free version is the way to go because it's amazing platform. And endless broadcast, so there's no limit to the broadcast.
Yeah.
So you can broadcast every day, 5 times a day, and it doesn't matter. It's all the same cost. So it's really an awesome platform.
Yeah, well, that's
gratuitous plug StreamYard if you're listening.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too because
yes, we just like what we did from the last week thing. We just need to have the StreamYard pillow back here. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, having all that merchandise. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking about doing too, is making the StreamYard and just working it out because I do, I do feel like if I bring more people, because I can draw people and I know I can. The people say, hey, I'll come on with you if you want. So I already have some people that are willing to come on. It's just me making the sign up for it and stuff, and then pretty soon you will see me. And then besides that, Craig, I do want to say, besides the StreamYard, I want to say that within, like you said, the question before we go, yes, I want to see myself. I actually see myself speaking up in crowds and gatherings and places like an auditorium and doing readings there, and probably even maybe sharing my experiences of what it is to be psychic and stuff like that. So that's what I just want to say that yes, I want to that I see myself within the next 3 4 months doing that and speaking up at gatherings. So stay
Well, awesome.
tuned.
Well, so real quick, we'll just give you the last thing here. Just let everybody know how they can get a hold of you, because if you leave it up to me, I'm going to butcher it. I'm notorious for that. I can't even. Nanny Cake's been our sponsor for how long, and I still can't remember the
Wow,
phone
they
number.
want
So
to.
I'm willing to
They
admit
can
that.
reach me at Chris Psychic Garcia. My cell phone 210-974-3470. Again, 210-974-3470. We're on Facebook, Garcia187BlueLove@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram also. I have other apps too, but you just got to save my number. Until then, guys,
And then
thank you for
soon
having
to
me on,
be
guys.
on a page, he'll be broadcasting via StreamYard potentially. So that's the plan. So
Yes.
all right,
Yep.
well, Chris, thank you very much, sir. Like I said, honest, wish you the best. I hope things go good for you. And like I said, I'm like I said, with that, just good luck with that. Like I said, look to see when the show comes out. Well, like I said, I'll get that notification, I'm sure. When that comes out. So it's just, if you've got any questions about StreamYard, don't hesitate to ask. I'd be more than willing to help you. If you have something about how to operate StreamYard, but it's really easy. I recommend it. So once again, I need my pillow.
Nope.
StreamYard pillow.
My pocket's there.
I can only plug them just so many times. Where's my pillow? So, all right, Chris, take care. Have a great night. Like I said, and we will be in touch later on. Thanks for answering all the Q&A, man. I really appreciate it. All right, everybody. This episode was brought to you. All right, this episode brought to you by Nanny Cakes. We're going to try it again here. 407-923-2898. I don't know if I got it right because you just clicked it off, jerk. So check us out on social media. Everybody, we talked about it a couple times. Please, 15 seconds seems so little to ask, but just if you could subscribe on YouTube, that would be amazing. If you could like and follow us on Facebook, that would be amazing as well. I appreciate it. Helps us get around basically the paywall that YouTube and Facebook have up, that if you don't pay for advertising, you just kind of goes there. But redbubble.com, go there. Three Beards Podcast, that's our merchandise store. We all different things out there: coasters, stickers, bookmarks, throw pillows. Have a pillow. You could have a pillow behind you and rest your head on there. Just imagining us beards. Wouldn't that be so nice? Go to Zeno Radio app. I mentioned that one. Patriot Radio puts us on there every Thursday night at 10 p.m. courtesy of J&J Beard Company. They're put us on there. So thanks to them. Go to jjbeardco.com. Once again, patreon.com is also a way you can adopt one of us beards. You said all you have to do is just go to Three Beards Podcast, become one of those, help support us, and we appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for watching. Hope everybody has a great next week. We got a couple of amazing shows. We have, him from Ancient Aliens and Coast to Coast AM. Michael Carter is going to be on the first show. And then the second one after that, Tom Cardos from North Carolina Cryptid Project is going to be also coming on again for we're working title is Cryptid Encounters is what we're going to call it. But we're going to be talking about the Beast of Boonesboro, North Carolina. So that's going to be real fun. So look forward to that. So everybody, Thanks for watching. We will see you next week. Good night.